marching band. We all see that, right? We have somebody in our lives like that. Provide for his kids. I hope that his kids would one day have opportunities he never dreamed of. See, like so many families in this country, our families weren't asking for much. They didn't begrudge anyone else's success. They didn't mind that others had much more than they did. In fact, they admired it. But they still love you too. And families like ours believe in that fundamental American promise that even if you don't start out with much, you know, if you work hard and do what you're supposed to do, then you should be able to build a decent life for yourself and an even better life for your kids and your grandkids.
That's right.
They believe that when you work hard and done well and walk through that doorway of opportunity, you do not slam it shut behind you. All right. We learned that how hard you work matters more than how much you make.
Amen.
We learned that the truth matters. So you don't take shortcuts or game the system. You don't play by your own set of rules. Yeah. We learned that no one gets where they are on their own. That each of us that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. That with our freedoms come obligations. And with our blessings come a duty to give back to others who have less. That made Barack such an extraordinary husband and partner to me and a phenomenal father to our girls. But I talked about Barack's values a few weeks ago, not just as a wife and a mother, but also as a first lady who has seen up close and personal what being president really looks like and just how critical those values are for leading this country.
It's in the bottom.
Always the hard ones. You know, the decisions that aren't just about the bottom line, but about laying a foundation for the next generation. I've seen how important it is to have a president who doesn't just tell us what we want to hear, but who tells us the truth. Or what polls best, or what gets good headlines. As president, you need to be driven by the struggles, hopes, and dreams of all of the people you serve. As president, you need to have a strong, clear focus, a core commitment to your fellow citizens, and that's how you make the right decisions for this country. That's what it takes to be a leader. And let me tell you, since the day he took office, on issue after issue, crisis after crisis. That's what I've seen, that's what we have all seen in my husband. We've seen his values at work. We've seen his vision unfold. We've seen the depth
can't get it to zoom. I can't get it to zoom at all. I don't know why.
Think back to when Obama first took office, and our economy was on the brink of collapse. The newspapers were using words like meltdown, calamity. They were declaring Wall Street implodes, economy in shock. See, for years, folks had been lured into buying homes they couldn't afford. Their mortgages were underwater. And banks weren't lending. Companies weren't hiring. The auto industry was in crisis. The economy was losing 800,000 jobs every month. And a lot of folks wondered whether we were headed for another Great Depression. Now, this is what Barack faced on day one as president. That's what awaited him. But instead of pointing fingers or placing blame, Barack got to work. He was thinking about folks like my dad, like his grandmother. You know, that's why he cracked down on lending abuses, so that today when you apply for a mortgage or a credit card, you know exactly what you're getting into. That's why he cut taxes for small businesses and working families, because he believes teachers and firefighters should not pay higher tax rates than millionaires.
Exactly. Exactly.